this is the help video for Access Chapter 12. We're working on the prepare case and we are on step 17. So what we're going to look at here is the concept of macro groups. So creating a macro group can allow you to put a series of macros into one name, right? So you could have multiple macros being run under a kind of like an umbrella name. And so one of the things that you do with a macro group is to make auto execute statements, things that happen automatically, and then the other thing is to set up key combinations that will execute different macros that are included in the group. And so we're going to do that right now. Let's see. So we're going to experience creating a macro group. All right, so create a new macro, insert a comment block. Okay, so we can do that. We know how to do that. Create, and then we're going to come over here to macro. We're going to do a comment, right? This should seem familiar. The following macro group will open specific reports, send them to the printer, and then close the reports. Each submacro has an assigned set of keys used to execute. So once this macro is used, it creates these key combinations that will kick off other things. Okay, so there we go. We've got 17 done. All right, submacros cannot be executed in the navigation pane. So you will make the process easier by assigning keys to each submacro so that reports can be printed simply by pressing the keys on the keyboard. All right, so we're going to add a submacro program to the macro and name it control and then the lowercase I key. So how do we do? So one of the easiest ways is over here on the program flow. If we double click on submacro, it will put this submacro in here. And so then what we want to do, so we're going to put the name. Sub1 isn't very meaningful, so we're going to say print employee schedule. Okay, hold on, I got it. Okay, I was wrong. We're going to do the caret I. So that represents the control lowercase I, which is going to be used to kick off this submacro. So within this submacro, so we're done up to here. So add the open report action. So do you see how there's two levels here? You want to make sure you're in the indented one, which is part of this submacro. So we're going to do, what are we doing here? Open report. And then the report name is employee schedule. We want the report and normal, and that's it for that one. So then we want to add run menu command. So once again, make sure you're in the indented one. Run menu command, and we are running print object, and then we want to close the window. So let's talk about, let's see, close window, report, because that's what we're working on. The object name is the employee schedule, and no prompt. So let's think about what we did. If we hit the Control I key, a report is going to be opened, it's going to be printed, and then it's going to be closed. That sounds pretty cool. All right, so step 18 is done. So the next sub macro to this overall macro is going to be the caret E, which represents the control lowercase e. So now we're building another action here. So we're going to do another sub macro. We could have done it over here. So this one ended, right? So here it opened, here it ended, because I went to another one. This one is going to be the caret E, right? Caret E. So on this one, the point of it is we're going to open a report. Report products is what we're picking. We're viewing it as a report, and normal. Now we've got the report up. Now we have to actually run it. So run menu command. The menu command that we're running is the print object. See, and these are things you all do just automatically when you want to do it. So here we're opening this report. We're going like we're going file print, right? So then we're going to close the window. So close window. It's a report that we're working on. The report that we want to close is this one, and we don't want to prompt anybody. Okay, so do you see how that works? For that, save the argument, no. Okay, let's look at the next one. So this one, we're going to come out and we're going to, we can do it over here or we can do it here. We're going to do another sub macro. This one is going to be the caret, and then it's the curly brace, F1 curly brace. So that is the key combination of Control F1. Okay, I kind of tend to stay away from those because when people are on like laptops, then they often have to do the function key and people get confused, but we need to do it because that's what we want. But if you can stay away from using function keys, I think it's better. Okay, so we're going to do this same process. Remember, I'm in the sub macro here, so we're going to do open report, report schedule by customer, view and normal. Then we need to run it. So once again, the biggest mistake you make here is not being in your indented. So here we're going to do, we're printing the object. So we've opened the report, now we're printing it, and now we close it. Right? So close window. The window we're closing is a report window. The report that we're closing is the report by schedule, and we don't need anybody to confirm it. All right, so now we have this macro done with the 3 sub macros. We're going to save this with a special name, AutoKeys. Close. So now I have this macro called AutoKeys. So if I double click on it, it loads in memory. So now if I do any of these processes. So the first one was a control I. So I do a control I. Look, it opens the report employee schedule. It shows it. It sets to print. I can just hit OK. I'm going to cancel because I don't want to print it. And then it closes the window. So the other one was what? Was a control E. Control E. Same thing. Here's my product list. It opened it. It executed the print. All I'd have to do is say OK. I'm not printing because I don't want to waste the paper. I'm going to say no, and it closed it. The last one was a control F1. Schedule by customer, cancel, closes, they all work. So that, once that's run, and what we would do is automatically run that, and then those just kind of hang out there. And so anytime somebody needs it, they could do that control I, the control E, or the control F1 and execute that. So super cool. All right, I am going to stop this movie at this point and pick up the next movie at step 21. Thank you.